Hey everyone, welcome to my Global English Culture presentation. My name is Wayne Finley and I'm very happy to talk to you today. What do you want to talk about? What topic do you want me to present on? Well, how about we take a look at the news? I think that would be a good idea. That might give me something to talk about. Let me take a look. Let me try a different website. That looks a bit depressing. I'm trying to... more coronavirus. Hold on. Every website is talking about coronavirus. This is very frustrating. Coronavirus has been horrible. It has ruined my year. Don't you just wish you could leave 2020? We can cancel 2020, say goodbye, and go to the future. Just start somewhere else when coronavirus is gone. Actually, that gives me an idea. How about we go to the future? How about we leave 2020 behind? You know what? I'm going to go to the future. Maybe I think 1 million years would be way too far in the future. That would be very dangerous. I'm going to go 30 years into the future, 2050, and then I'll come back and I'll tell you what I found in 2050. It's got to be better than 2020, right? Coronavirus, horrible. Let's check out 2050. So I'm going to go now. I'll be maybe 10 seconds and I'll be right back. I'll be back soon. Well, here I am. I'm back. I just got back from 2050, had a fantastic time. It's amazing. First of all, you're probably... because we're in 2020 again. Let me tell you, you're probably wondering, coronavirus... Unfortunately, no, actually, coronavirus is gone. There was a vaccine 2021, and by 2023, coronavirus was eliminated. The only time you see coronavirus now is when children are talking about it at school. Coronavirus, thankfully, gone away in 2023 when the vaccine came out in 2021. So that's great news. I do have some bad news though. Still no flying cars. You watch movies, one of my favorite movies, Back to the Future Part 2. Flying cars are everywhere. Blade Runner, flying cars. Still 2050, no flying cars. When are flying cars going to come? So that's frustrating. So good news, coronavirus is gone. Bad news, still no flying cars. But the transportation system is much, much better now. The world is a lot safer now. Cars, you know, those polluting vehicles that destroy our planet, gone. Well, almost gone. The cars they have in 2050 are automatic, self-driving cars. It's like getting onto a roller coaster or going inside a subway train. It's automatic, and there are no stop signs. There's no traffic lights because there's no traffic to control anymore. Everything is controlled by a central AI system. It's so much safer, so much better for our planet. Actually, I did take some videos while I was there, so take a look. This is what transportation looks like in 2050.
The Hyperpod is the long-haul vehicle of the Hyperloop One system. It is a comfortable and safe transport hull for passenger and cargo pods. All levitation and guidance systems fit seamlessly underneath. Secure airlocks are at each end. Inside the Hyperpod, passenger and cargo pods can glide smoothly at airline speeds right to their destination.
Incredible, wasn't it? Transportation is so much more convenient and everything runs so smoothly. 2050 people are so lucky. 2020, we're still getting there. Now, I bet you're wondering about medicine. So we've had this big problem in 2020 with coronavirus, and a lot of scientists in the 2020s tried to come up with solutions. They didn't want another pandemic. They didn't want lots of people getting sick and dying in the future. And so they came up with a brilliant solution. The solution was this. Can you see it? It's there, right there. This is a nano doctor. This is the revolution of the 2040s, the nano doctor. So right now in 2020, you go to a doctor and your doctor runs some tests and guesses what your problem is. 2050, there's no more human doctors. We don't really need them. Now, in 2050, you take a nano doctor, you inject the nano doctor into your body, and the nano doctor and his other friends who are in there, the other nano doctors, are going around your body looking for diseases, looking for illnesses, and they can detect and solve a lot of the problems we face. So a lot of viruses, a lot of diseases are gone thanks to the nano doctor. Also, what's really interesting in 2050, in your body, sometimes you have a problem. You get sick, maybe your liver needs to be replaced, maybe even your heart needs to be replaced. And in 2020, you wait a long time. You are on a waiting list for a heart transplant, a liver transplant. Not in 2050. In 2050, you want a new heart, you go to the hospital, you pay for a new heart. You go for a new liver, you pay for a new liver. It's like going onto Coupang or Amazon. It's that easy. How? Because now they can grow hearts, livers, lungs in a scientific laboratory. It's that easy. Here's some video footage I took. Take a look.
Scavenge away and repair parts which are broken, remove clots, and all at the moment this is rather large-scale intervention, so surgeons have to push something in your body. What we'd really like to do is to use what the body does.
I know what you're thinking. Medicine, big deal. Medicine is still good in 2020. I'm healthy, I'm young, I'm going to live forever. I know what you're wondering. You're wondering about smartphones. Are smartphones the same or different in 2050? Well, both. In 2050, there are still some smartphones that look like this. And there are smartphones that look completely different. The first kind of smartphone is the ring phone. I know what you're thinking. A ring is too small to talk to somebody. It's too small to watch a video. It's too small to use KakaoTalk. By the way, there's no KakaoTalk in 2050, sorry. But the ring phone, it's too small. How can you use it? Well, I did take some video footage, so you can take a look. And this phone, you're thinking, how is this phone still the same? Surely it's thinner. Surely it's much smaller. Maybe it can fold. Well, there's something very special about the new kind of smartphone. We have ring phones and drone phones. Let's take a look. I really wanted to bring that ring phone in my suitcase. It definitely would have fit. It's very small. But when you go time traveling, there are some rules. And one rule is you cannot bring back future technology. So I have to wait until it is invented, until they release it, the ring phone. But don't worry, in 2050, it definitely will be here, the ring phone. Or maybe the drone phone. Did you like the drone phone more? It's quite nice if I'm cooking. I can have my drone phone flying around the living room, playing TV, but I like that ring phone a lot more. I did try it once. It was really cool, but not in 2020 yet. So smartphones, great. Ring phone, drone phone, that's great news. But what about South Korea? That's what you're really interested in, isn't it? South Korea. What is South Korea like in 2050? Well, actually, South Korea is one of the most technologically advanced countries in the world, same as in 2020. And what's really interesting, what's really different in 2050, now South Korea has the most popular city in the world too. Millions and millions of tourists travel to South Korea every year. And they're not going to Seoul. They're not going to Busan. They are traveling to 8 cities.
South Korea has plans to build a modern mega metropolis. The projected cost of the new city will be a whopping $264 billion. The location of the development is off the coast of Seoul near the Incheon International Airport. The designers of the plan, called 8 City, say it will be a tourist destination that has it all, including fancy hotels, shopping, theme parks, and a Formula One racing track. Vice Chairman of 8 City Corporation, the project's developer, said it will become the world's top city that has the creativity of Dubai, convention centers and casinos of Las Vegas and Macau, as well as the shopping centers and financial hubs of Hong Kong and Singapore. The city is planned to have something called a megastrip, which will be the largest architectural structure on the planet, measuring in at 200 meters tall and 880 meters long. The city's projected date of completion isn't until 2030, but they already have some foreign investors.
My favorite experience in 2050, definitely 8 City, huge casinos full of AI dealers and virtual reality slot machines, absolutely incredible. But my favorite experience in 8 City was 4D Everland. I never went to a 4D amusement park before, but 8 City has the first one in the world. Absolutely mind-blowing. When you go to 2050, make sure you check out 8 City, by far the #1 city in the world. Finally, I don't want to spoil 2050 too much, because for you haven't seen it yet and you need to look forward to it. But I do want to tell you one last event that I saw. As you know, I'm a huge soccer fan. I'm from England. And so, of course, I checked the soccer results. When I landed there, the World Cup final had just finished. The 2050 World Cup in Mexico had just finished. Amazing game. I watched the highlights on my ring phone. Incredible game. But you know what was even more incredible? We finally did it. England are the champions of the world. We finally won the World Cup. We won against, the good news is England won. The bad news is we beat South Korea in the final in Mexico. It was a very close game. I know it's a bit naughty, I shouldn't bring anything back from the future, but I did take a picture of one of the 3D newspapers. This was what it said in the newspaper. VR News, Saturday, July 16, 2050. It's coming home. England celebrates new heroes today as coach Harry Kane brings home the World Cup trophy for England. In remarkable scenes, Captain Dave Smith slotted home the winning penalty after a dramatic sudden death shootout with South Korea. Football's coming home! We only had to wait 84 years, but it's here, said a jubilant Kane as celebrations erupted around the stadium and the globe. Son Heung-min, the legendary coach of the 2046 World Cup winning South Korea, congratulated England on ending their hopes of a second triumph. Well done to England and my good friend Harry. I disagree with some of the AI's decisions today, but that's football. So England are the World Cup champions in 2050, fantastic. So don't be too upset. You lost against England if you're from Korea, but you did win the World Cup in 2046 with coach Son Heung-min. So don't be too upset about that. But what's interesting, it looks like we now have AI referees, decisions made by artificial intelligence. I thought when I go to 2050, maybe AI has destroyed the world. Maybe robots are the overlords. Robots have taken over and are telling us what to do. Actually, they're just refereeing our sports games, our soccer games. So that's good news. AI is not the master, AI is the referee of our soccer games. So I enjoyed 2050 so much, I'm gonna go back in 2 minutes from now. I've already booked my ticket. I'm going 2050. I'm going back to 8 City to celebrate with Harry Kane and the England soccer team. So I'm going to go back in a minute, but before I go, I just want to tell you, I know 2020 is horrible right now, it's depressing, not many people are going outside, no vacations, a lot of classes are online, Zoom, YouTube, we can't go back to the classroom yet, but just be patient, the solution is coming soon. This is not going to last forever. In 2050, the world is a much better place and you can go to 4D Everland in 8 City. So relax, don't worry, 2020 will be over before we know it.